Welcome to today's Catholic Daily Readings from Christus Dominus Bread of Life. A reading from the Book of Wisdom. For when a quiet silence surrounded all things, and when the course of the night was passing the middle of its journey, your almighty word from heaven leapt down from your royal throne, like a merciless warrior into the midst of the land of destruction, bearing your immutable command as a sharp sword, and standing, it filled all things with death, and it touched even the heavens while standing upon the earth. For every creature was reformed according to its own nature, just as it was, obeying your commands so that your children might be guarded unharmed. The cloud overshadowed their camp, and where water stood before, dry land appeared, and in the Red Sea, a way without hindrance, and from the great deep, a verdant plain through which the whole nation passed, protected by your hand, seeing your miracles and wonders. For they consumed food like horses, and they leaped about like lambs, praising you, O Lord, who had freed them.
Remember the marvels the Lord has done. Remember his wonders of old. Sing his praise, proclaim his mighty deeds, glory in his holy name. Let every heart that seeks the Lord rejoice. Through generations, through the night, his covenant remains.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. And he told them a parable to show that they must always pray and not give up, saying, There was a certain judge in a certain city who did not fear God and did not respect man. And there was a certain widow in that city, and she went to him, saying, Vindicate me from my adversary. And he refused to do so for a long time. But afterwards he said within himself, Even though I do not fear God, nor respect man, yet because this widow is pestering me, I will vindicate her, lest by returning she may in the end wear me out with her petition. And the Lord said, Listen to what the unjust judge says. So then, will not God grant the vindication of his elect, who cry out to him day and night, or will he delay with their help? I tell you that he will quickly grant vindication to them. Yet when the Son of Man returns, will he find faith on earth? Join us for today's reflection. You've been praying about that situation for months, maybe years. Nothing's changed. You're starting to wonder if God even hears you, if he cares, if he's going to do anything at all. You're about to give up. Don't. Jesus tells a parable about a widow who needed justice. She went to a judge. He ignored her. She came back. He ignored her again. She came back the next day, and the next, and the next. This judge didn't fear God, didn't care about people, had no reason to help her, but she would not stop coming. Finally, he said, I'll give her justice just so she stops bothering me. That's the parable. A corrupt judge who doesn't care eventually gives in because one woman refused to quit asking. Now here's what Jesus says. If that judge, who's unjust and doesn't care about anyone, eventually grants justice to a widow who keeps asking, how much more will God grant justice to his chosen ones who cry to him day and night? And Jesus says he will do it speedily. Speedily. That word should stop you, because you've been praying for months and nothing has happened. How is that speedy? Here's what you're missing. God's speediness isn't about when he starts, it's about how fast he finishes. When God finally moves, he moves completely, totally. In one moment, everything changes. Israel was enslaved in Egypt for over 400 years, 4 centuries of slavery, generations born and died in bondage. They cried out to God, nothing changed. Their parents cried out, nothing changed. Their grandparents cried out, nothing changed. 400 years of prayers that seemed to go nowhere. Then one night at midnight, when everything was silent and dark, God moved. Every firstborn in Egypt died. Pharaoh's resistance that had lasted months crumbled in hours. By morning, Israel was leaving. After 400 years of waiting, deliverance happened in one night. That's how God works. Long waiting, then sudden, complete action. You're in the waiting part. That's why it feels like nothing is happening. That's why you're losing faith. That's why you're ready to quit. You've been praying for weeks or months and the situation looks exactly the same. Maybe worse, but the widow kept coming. She didn't pray once and give up. She didn't ask twice and quit. She kept showing up, day after day. Same request, same judge, same refusal, until suddenly the answer changed. That's what Jesus is looking for. Not people who pray when it's convenient, not people who ask when they feel like it. People who cry out day and night, who refuse to stop, who keep praying through the silence, who persist through the delay. You have that friend you've been praying for, the one who's far from God. You've been asking for months. Nothing's changed. They're still making the same choices, still running the same direction. You're starting to think your prayers aren't working. Keep praying. You have that marriage that's struggling. You've been asking God to fix it, to change your spouse, to heal what's broken. Months have passed. It's not getting better. Maybe it's getting worse. You're losing hope. Keep praying. You have that health issue, that financial problem, that family situation, that addiction you're fighting. You've brought it to God over and over. Nothing has shifted. You're exhausted from asking. You're tired of hearing yourself pray the same prayer. Keep praying. The widow didn't have the option of giving up. She had no other recourse. No money to hire help. No connections to pull strings, no power to force the outcome, just her persistence, just her refusal to quit. That's all she had, and it was enough. Jesus asks a hard question at the end. When the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth? Not will he find prayers, not will he find requests, will he find faith? the kind of faith that keeps praying when nothing changes. The kind that keeps asking when months pass with no answer. The kind that refuses to give up even when it looks completely hopeless. Most people lose heart. That's the whole point of the parable. Jesus tells it specifically so you won't lose heart, because losing heart is the natural human response to unanswered prayer. You pray, nothing happens. You pray more, still nothing. Eventually you stop. You decide God isn't listening, or doesn't care, or won't act. But God is listening. He does care. He will act. The question is whether you'll still be praying when He does. Israel cried out for 400 years. Then God delivered them in one night. The widow asked for who knows how long. Then the judge gave in suddenly. Your situation might change just as fast, but not if you quit praying the week before God was going to move. That's the tragedy. People who pray for months, then give up right before the breakthrough. People who cry out faithfully, then lose heart days before God was going to act. People who almost made it but quit too soon. Don't be that person. Keep praying, keep asking, keep crying out day and night. God will grant justice to His chosen ones. He will do it speedily when He acts. The waiting is long. The deliverance is sudden. Stay faithful through the waiting so you're still there when the deliverance comes. The heavens declare the glory of God. Day after day they pour out speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. Creation itself testifies that God is faithful, that He keeps His promises, that He acts on behalf of His people. The same God who parted the Red Sea hears your prayers right now. The same God who delivered Israel in one night will deliver you, but you have to keep praying until He does. When the Son of Man comes, will He find faith on earth? Will He find it in you? Will you be the one who kept crying out day and night, or will you be the one who lost heart and gave up right before God moved? Keep praying. Don't lose heart. Your answer is coming. Suddenly, completely, but only if you're still asking when it arrives.